Welcome to the Roundtable on the Chain Live. Here we are. I'm Chip. I'm here with my co-host. This is Jeff. Jeffrey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I didn't expect that. It was like, boom, we're live just like that.
I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. I'm excited about this community. I'm excited about some of the things that have transpired over this past week. There's so much to talk about. It's you and I again. We got to really address this thing. We have so much going on, so probably just jump into it. Let's get going. What do you say we kick it off?
Should
Boom.
we tell everyone?
And now, the Roundtable with Jeff and Chip on the chain.
Sorry, Jeff,
man.
you were saying? Sorry, what were you saying, Jeff? You were saying something? What were you saying?
I was just saying that was a great show.
It was awesome. Thank you, everybody. It was awesome.
Thanks
Appreciate
everyone
it.
for being here. Today we are going to talk about XRP.
XRP.
A little bit of ETH.
XRP.
Going to talk a little bit about some regulation, a little bit about some SEC, and we are going to go over and confirm that whole Spark distribution thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be good to get some feedback, some comment on that. That might be a good place to start. Let's put that one to rest. Let's talk a little bit about this Spark token distribution because, I was really fired up about the whole Spark thing. Still pretty fired up about it. So I had to go into their blog and read a little bit about what this whole distribution thing is all about. So, man, what do you think? So here we are. You put your XRP on. They take the snapshot on December 12th. And then starting Q1 to Q2, they go live as the distribution date. So there's no real specific date of distribution other than somewhere in this period of time between Q1 and Q2. But when there is that original distribution, you're getting 15% of the eligible. It's one Spark for every XRP that's captured on the snapshot on December 12th. Then the remaining Spark is claimable over a period of either 25 months minimum or a maximum of 34 months. So, all right. Hey, I guess I'm here. Chip is there. I guess he had to take a quick phone call. Hopefully he'll be back on here momentarily. But anyhow, what do you guys think about that? So I was digging in, really trying to get some real good understanding of what's going on here with that distribution. So 15% distribution and then the balance. But then it could be 25 months. It could be 35 months. I would think that by now, I'm not knocking it anyway. Hey, if they want to do an airdrop, that's great. But with all the planning and organization that's gone into it up to this point, I would expect to have a little bit more clarity. And this was something that was released actually 5 days ago. They posted this. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Let me see. Here we go. So this is Spark. This was posted. Here we go. There we go. December 2nd. So just, 5 days ago, important on the distribution here. So Flare Network made an additional announcement. So obviously we know the snapshot is the 12th, but this is what, is a little bit, I don't want to say concerning, but again, I expected a little bit of clarity on this one. So they're expecting that it goes live somewhere Q1 and Q2. So a lot of time has gone into it. I get it. Rolling something like this out is very, very difficult. Not really pinpoint anything. I get they're also holding back on full distribution of their Spark, but it'd be good if they would explain a little bit more as to why no full distribution. Maybe, if they would give full distribution, put a limitation on when you can sell off of that distribution, or maybe they don't want so much, on the market. So if you have too much out there, then obviously people might immediately start selling off, and that could cause some potential issue. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just some feedback that'd be really interesting. So as we're diving into this, hopefully Chip will bounce in here momentarily. Looks like he's getting his audio set up again. Just wanted to shout some people out while waiting for some feedback here. But we do have Chip, co-host, just bounced in here, still muted. So when he unmutes, we'll have him in
back
here.
in here, man. Back in
effect. There he is. There's
back
Chip.
in. Hey, I think we should talk a little bit about. We had a great meetup with Wen Mullet.
That's right. Yeah, I was just getting ready to shout some people out.
I mean, that was really cool, man. I think we should probably talk about that a little bit.
Let's do that. Let's just shout out. So we got Wen Mullet in here. You know what? Wen Mullet and Tony Fisk were the first in here, first two chatting. I think that's awesome. We got Connie in here. We have Darcy coming all the way in from Ireland, joining us late at night. We got, you know who else is here, Chip?
Please tell me.
Here, let me see if I can scroll up here. Let me see what we've got. Hang on a second. Here we go. Let me tell you who's on.
Come on, man, Berserker.
Is he singing English or Russian?
In English. Come on, Berserker. Girls think sexy. I'll watch. Wait, he's gonna sing and watch. It's too funny.
My love for you is like a truck berserker. Would you like some making fuck berserker?
That's fucking funny, man.
Wow, Berserker's in here.
Berserker's in here. Berserker's here with us. Man, we got Richter in here. Carl Lewis. I got let's see who else. Jake Zamora. Welcome, Jake. Legendary.
Wade Hutchins is in here. Bam.
Wade Hutchinson. Man, that's awesome. Good, real good. Lady E. Channing Smithson. And we got a bunch of people bouncing in here. BZ Comedy. A lot of some new names in here. Awesome. So Chip, oh, look at that. PS Crypto's in here as well. So tell me a little bit about the meetup with.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. I got to say, so I guess last Wednesday night, this previous Wednesday, there was a meetup going on up in St. Petersburg. Bunch of cool people from the community. Our favorite pal wasn't there from the community, but it was a lot of people from the community up there. And so we get when Mullet reached out to us, and he's like, hey, guys, are you guys available to do lunch on Thursday? And we're like, yeah, man. So he drives like 5 hours down to hang out with us on the beach. It was funny because he showed up, with the Chicago, just short sleeve shirt on, and we're sitting there on the beach, and it's just super windy day, and it's like he had to go put his moon suit hoodie on, which was really cool, which I love, man. I want to get one of those, which I'll probably have to. I'll pull it up here so you guys can see what he was wearing because it was really freaking cool. And yeah, so we get together, we meet. It's always great to see people, and I will just say this, Jeff, that is one glorious mullet. I mean, and it's not like the '80s mullet you remember. This is like a beautiful mullet, man.
The mullet.
It's
if
beautiful.
You're gonna take on that name Wen Mullet, then.
Yeah, and it's not even Wen Mullet. It's like it's mullet time now, man. It's just like it's a great fitting sort of a moniker for him. So I thought that was really good. So it was really, really cool to hang out and meet up. And I just couldn't believe he was able to drive, 5 hours, come down, see us, hang out. He was in his convertible, then he put the top down, and boom, he was heading back up, driving up down the ocean, and then back up to, I think he's in Texas now. I don't know where he is. Where are you, Mullet?
Hey, he's right here on the chain.
I know that. Okay, that's enough. You earned your $20. All right, there you go. See, your $20. So that was a lot of fun, man. It's always good fun hanging out with people in the community. And tomorrow, I am meeting up with somebody in this community. And it's going to be a short meetup. This person is in town for a very short period of time. And I wonder if you can guess who it might be. Jeff?
No idea.
Does RTB Dutchie ring a bell?
Nope.
Okay. It doesn't. Yeah, none other than Roy. So he's actually up in Florida now, but he's going to be in West. Yeah, RTB. There you go, right there. Connie got it.
Sweet. There he is. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to meet up with Roy tomorrow. I'm going to try to. I know he's in town for like we got this like short period of time, and I got a bunch of just calls tomorrow. I got a full slate tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to pop up there and pop back just to kind of say hi, because we've been trying to do this for 2 years now and always sort of seem to miss. So yeah,
Sweet,
Roy.
that's awesome.
So I'm gonna get the Roy.
That's
We're
awesome.
gonna have so I'm gonna go hang out and just like it'll be a quick one, just like, hey, what's up? Boom, 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 boom. Get back in my vehicle and then drive back. So it's only like 30 minutes away from the Palm Beach airport. So that'd be kind of fun too. Gerald Buford, what's up? He said, what's up, Jeff and Chip? What's up?
What's up? We got Boris Garlinghouse in here as well.
Boris Garlinghouse. That's but you guys don't know that, but that's Brad Garlinghouse's Russian counterpart, his brother, his cousin. Boris Garlinghouse. Why would I do that voice? Like, that's how all Russians talk. That's the silliest thing. Why would you do something like so silly like that?
That is pretty silly. That's pretty silly.
Yeah, so,
Hey,
jumping back, let's jump back in time. So anyway, just a quick shout out to everybody. Dutch, it'd be cool to see those fireworks. No, there's no fireworks, man. We're actually really tight buds, so sometimes we like to air it out with differences of opinion on stuff, but it happens. But getting back to, so I saw this tweet like the other day, and it like caught me totally off guard because I was not, it would like the last tweet I was expecting, and it was a tweet from Coinbase saying we are supporting the Spark token drop, and I was just like, and I immediately hit Jeff with it, like, what? Because it took me by shock, and then they like put something in there like, well, depending on, they put some kind of weird language in there like about where you, depending on where you're located, something along those lines. Like your jurisdiction. I don't know if that's like lawyer talk or lawyer speak.
It's based on jurisdiction.
What does that mean exactly?
Approved jurisdiction.
But what does that mean?
It's problematic because I was looking it up. I was trying to figure out exactly where that would be relevant. So I'm assuming, making an assumption that it has something to do with where Coinbase is acceptable. But I don't know if that's the case because, you know, maybe they have certain restriction or limitation on airdrops. So I don't know. I mean, that's something we got to look into a little bit more. And I was trying to dig in and find something, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's for everybody based on what they're saying. It's based on approved jurisdiction.
Yeah, but what does that mean though? It's like you got to go between the lines there and sort of like, let me just pull it up here. Let's just so everybody can kind of see it here. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Share the screen. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Bam. All right, so here it is right here. Coinbase will support Flare Network's Spark airdrop. Yay, cool. Customers in approved jurisdictions, drill on that, who hold XRP in their accounts at the date of December 12th will qualify to receive Spark tokens and plan to distribute the airdrop after the Flare Network launch.
Yes. So what is that approved jurisdiction? Let's see if you can click that.
Let's jump into this and see what this is all about. So let's go. Let's jump into this a little bit. Plans to support if you're eligible customer holding an XRP balance on Coinbase or Coinbase Pro on the snapshot date, blah, 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 blah. Sends and receives will be disabled before the snapshot time, which means that Coinbase will go down for 2 days, 48 hours prior to this. So additional information about the airdrop will be available.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all we get. That's all they give us.
That's kind of weird,
right?
That
approved jurisdiction, a little bit confusing. But it's, you know, what's interesting about that is that we saw Coinbase come out with that. At the same time, we have Brian Brooks that is going to be taking over as the comptroller of the currency. We have an announcement from the SEC that they're going to have a standalone office, overseeing cryptocurrency. And we've had some other interesting discussions with some political representatives, U.S. congressional representatives that are pushing forward
Jeff, hang on a second.
Stablecoins.
Before we go there, we go, let me just hit this up. This was my favorite tweet today that or the last couple of days that made me laugh. Mac Attack put up, hey, America's biggest exchange announced its support for XRP fork flare. And then I saw this tweet right here by Realist. Only after 87% of XRP holders allegedly left Coinbase.
And that could have something to do with it. Maybe not, but I don't know.
But I just know everybody was rolling off that platform, man. Everybody was like vacating. A
lot of people were, bad mouthing the platform. Especially, I mean, Uphold has already been there for a while. Celsius has been there for a while. Others have been there for a while, but not so much with Coinbase. So getting things back on track, obviously a little bit important for them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. And there's still a lot of other places out there that are not supporting it. But I think my bigger concern is I don't know why it's going to take so long to distribute the Spark tokens. Like once you take the snapshot, because here's the other thing you got to worry about. It's like, well, what happens if you get it a year later, and by the time they drop it, let's just say hypothetically it's worth $1.25, and you have 10,000 XRP. So now you have 10,000 XRP. You know, now you're worth $1,200. I'm like, so, or I'm sorry, $12,000 when they drop it. Now you got a tax implication right there when they drop it at 12 grand. Like you've got that. So I don't know, and I'm not saying it's going to be, I mean, who knows what it's going to be worth. It has to have some kind of value. I don't think it's just going to be a token that you can use in the, in the ecosystem that it's going to allow you to go ahead and earn XRP, because that's really what it's about. It's like, you have that FXP token and you put in, so you're basically earning along a smart contract, you're earning that potential XRP, but there probably has to be some kind of value to it. That's what I think is odd. But I still don't have clarification on that, Jeff. Do you have anything more on when they're going to be distributing it?
Well, I was talking about that earlier when you were taking that phone call. I think there's too much ambiguity with it. I think there's a certain level of decorum and professionalism in rolling something out, and I think there's a little bit of ambiguity with this. So what they're saying is sometime between Q1 and Q2 is their go live date. And so they're taking the snapshot as of December 12th, which, overall, the fact that you don't have to put it on their platform, but if they're picking December 12th as a snapshot date, I guess that's their prerogative. So the fact that we can put it on Coinbase, you can put it on Uphold, you can put it anywhere. You just have to go through the snapshot, pull it off, put it on your ledger, do whatever you want with your XRP at that point. But there's really no clarity. They just put out a statement 5 days ago. That's what we were talking about in the beginning. And they're just saying when it goes live. So again, sometime between Q1 and Q2. The one thing that is still a little bit of a misnomer to me, Chip, is 15% of total Spark for which an individual is eligible for will be delivered on launch, which is, again, sometime between Q1 and Q2. And then the remaining can be distributed either over a minimum of 25 months or a maximum of 34 months. So really somewhere between the next 2 to 3 years is when you're going to get distribution of this Spark token. And we can look at it from different perspectives. I don't know what's right, because if I was in their position, would I want to just give out, how many billions are in circulation right now, and are you just going to give that many out with the possibility that when there is an assessed value that all of a sudden a bunch is going to be dumped on the market? I mean, I don't know. What difference would that make? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There are multiple perspectives to it, but let's just kind of like drill down on this right here. If you go here, this one, so Ronald's been doing some really good work here. This guy, Ronald Online 777, and this was retweeted by Flair. But if you look at this, he's saying 5 days to the Spark snapshot. So here's the update: 81,564 accounts set up the claim. Okay, so you have 81,000 accounts, right? But there's 17.5 billion XRP. So out of a potential 45 billion, roughly, or depending on what that would be. So you're looking at the Spark token looking very much similar to, let's say, Bitcoin in the sense of how rare it's going to be, because if you look at it, 17.5 million now, how many more are they going to add to that? 20 million. And they also said that out of the 45, originally what they were thinking about in terms of the distribution, what it would equate to something like 1.25 on the token, because they were taking out what's in the escrow. They were removing from any of the Ripple employees, right? So Jed, all of his stash, and so I think they ended up somewhere between 40 and 45 billion. But if they only have 17.5 billion XRP balance amongst 81,000 accounts, that means a lot. There's a lot of missing XRP, which means the actual spark drop is going to be, how can it be 1.25? It's going to have to be, it's almost double at the point. I mean, when you get 2 to every 1, this is the part that's not making any sense to me. So 421 million XRP holdings increased, and 36,000 new XRP accounts have been created. And then right here, he's got this cool chart that basically dialogues, you can see based on which accounts and how much the spark balance, who's supporting it. I don't know. It looks to me like there's still a lot of outstanding out there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, but there's only 17 billion XRP balance. And what's this 421 million XRP holdings?
Yeah, I don't know.
But if this is correct though, 17.5 billion XRP, what does that mean, man? That means a lot is missing.
That's possible. Or maybe they can't track well, they should be able to track all of it, right? You should be able to know what's on Ledger and what's not on Ledger. It's everything in circulation. So hopefully that's all relevant. But here's something that people have to understand. And I think that this is really important because, when we look at airdrops and you look at tax implication, so if it comes as an airdrop with a value, and this is something always discussed with the accountant, but it's treated, that airdrop could potentially be treated as income.
Right.
So it's not that it's just sitting there, but now if you get hit with that kind of income, think about that, depending on how much you hold, so, and the value of which it drops. So it could drop with a small value. I don't think it's going to drop with a big value, but the question is if it drops with a 0 value and then increases in value, I don't know how that, but overall though, that's something to consider. So would you be better off taking that 15% and then getting distribution over a period of time? And are they going to do, I would still, overall with everything, however they're going to do it, I think it would be better to have an overall plan to say, hey, you're going to get monthly distribution over the period of 24 months. You're going to get quarterly distribution over the period of 24 months. We're going to do twice a year distribution over the period of 24 months. But instead, they just leave it, there's so much ambiguity, stating that it's going to happen in this period of time, a minimum of 25 to a maximum of 34 months. I think there's just something wrong about that. I don't know. I just don't think that's right.
Well, look at these stats. These are people that are signed up. So you have 4 accounts with a balance of over 2 million, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? So look at this breakdown by accounts. 13 accounts have a balance anywhere from 100 million XRP to 500 million. And then when you start getting down to here, look at this. You have 100, let me see, 1, 2, 3. It's hard when they don't have the decimal points. 1 billion accounts, 1.7 billion accounts that have between 20 and 500 XRP, right? So if you look at the percentage of the token, this is the spark claim by total. You start look at this one here at 13%, 10,000 accounts have 1.3 billion. And if I'm reading that correctly, I hate when they put the dots there. It always screws me up. This dots here is different than, dots, and we use commas and everything. But you're starting to look at some of the totals. So, I mean, I don't know how this is going to pan out. Look, the bottom line is that if you haven't prepared for this, you gotta start thinking seriously about it. Don't wait until the 12th. It's too late. Don't try to get it done over the course of this next week, so that you can prepare for the drop. Because I think this is going to be a valuable part of the ecosystem, and I think what this really does, it brings a lot of attention and smart contracts to the XRP sort of ecosystem. People in DeFi that aren't even paying attention to XRP, and all the Bitcoiner, everybody out there that's kind of going, well, it's not that big of a deal. It is a huge deal, and I think that once this smart contract platform rolls out and how they're doing it, I think it's next generation. The same way that Ethereum was looking at smart contracts, the fact that now this is way, way further advanced down the road. It's interoperable with stuff that it can exist on there. Plus you have, you can go off chain as well. So it's pretty big, man. I think it's going to be a pretty big thing. What's Tony saying here? 0.4% a month? What does that mean?
That's what he understands. After that initial 15%, then they're going to distribute 0.4% of your distribution per month.
But what's the
I
point?
can't find that. I've looked. Maybe I'm overlooking it, but I can't see it anywhere. But
If
that's
anybody
better
can
than
drop that link in there, that'd
better
be
than
cool because
nothing. Yeah.
I don't know what I guess it is, but it would be kind of good to know. I mean, once they do the initial snapshot, I think that's going to be cool. But I'm still seeing that. I'm still seeing that there's still a lot of questions. But
This one here, you must do it before the 10th. That's right. I mean, there's going to be a lock on your
Yeah, right
XRP
on.
potential. The 11th and 12th, there'll be no trading. That's a good point. So move it to your wallet. You know, you should be, you know, hopefully you should be able to move to your wallet regardless, but make sure that you're all set, that you get everything, you know, situated accordingly. If you want to do it, you know, I think that's important. So, you know, those are some of the variables here. But I think we need to take a look at this real quick. Hang on a second. There we
Throw it
go.
up there.
Boom. All right.
Looking at this
There
other
you
screen
go.
here.
Whoa. What's going on with
why
that
is,
share?
Why is it flickering, dude?
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Zip. That's weird.
It's a lot of flicker there.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't know either.
Bizarre. Right over here then. Oh well. All right. That's how it works. That's how it goes.
That's how it is. So let's dive into this other stuff. There's a lot of chatter and about coming from some representatives in Congress, and their sort of, I would say, their philosophy as they look to cryptocurrency and stable coins. They've got some ideas about it. I think I think maybe we want to run through those a little bit, because I think it's going to be kind of key when we start seeing people, and this is more of a younger set generation, right? These aren't the dinosaurs that have been around that are in their 60s, 70s, and 80 years old. This is talking about, Jeff, pull that article up if you can. I know we looked at it a little bit earlier, but pull that sucker up if you can. But
all right, let's pull this up.
I think it's important to kind of jump through this and let's try to like dissect it a little bit together. Let's go through it. Let's look at it, because again, you know, it's interesting to see how a different mindset looks at this. So we've got here, let's just pull this full screen, Jeff. Let's just oh, hello, Jeff. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, so a member of the squad takes on cryptocurrency.
Hang on, let me try my other screen.
I can pull it up here because I
working
can
so well.
zoom in on it very easily on a Mac, Jeff.
Oh, you want to do that? Yeah, because I'm having this other monitor seems to be flickering every time I
Where
share
is
it.
the is it in the keep? I don't see it in the keep.
Yeah. Oh, if not, I'll pull it up over here. This one seems to be working okay now. Let me see if it doesn't
Put
flicker.
it in this. Put it in the chat, private chat there.
Let's see if it doesn't flicker. Flicker, flicker, flicker.
Flicker like
There it is.
yeah.
It's not flickering now.
Yeah, but zoom in on it. That's the whole thing. Like I can't see that. Give me that link. I want to throw it over here.
All right, let's give you that link.
Toss it
See
in
if
there.
that works.
Toss it in the private
All
chat.
right, this is a good one here.
But I think it's important. You gonna throw it in the private chat there?
Nope.
Okay. So I'm on the keep, but I don't see it there.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see.
On the chain.
How am I going to get it to you?
You can put it on the chain keep,
What's that?
or you can drop the link in the private chat.
Trying to figure out how to give you a chat. Oh, there it is. All right.
Right here.
Let's see if that works.
Bam, there you go.
Hello.
I got
Hello.
it. There we go. Hello.
Let's see if you can pull that up. Hello.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. I surely can. God, do I hate
See if you can
these.
pull that up. Now, this one, you know, there's definitely some key things to think about here. I mean, this is, you know, the politicization of cryptocurrency and stablecoin. And we're going to look at really two different arguments. One that is going to stifle the space and that is really looking to give a little bit more control to the banks. So that's what we're going to get out of this. So as we go through this, I don't know if you can blow that up a little bit.
There you go.
Oh, whoa, see, oh, that's easy. Now pull it back two steps, one step.
It's just a double click and I do it,
Oh,
so I can
well,
make
all
it
right,
bigger
so I
like
got
that.
to
Here,
blow it
just
up.
like that.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go. So is that the beginning of it?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know if we have to read through all of this right away, but I think it's here's the key. So, you know, really focusing in on the Facebook Libra, that's what they're super hyper focused on. Whoa.
Sorry,
Whoa.
let's get it
There
going.
whoa. So go back up. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Step back.
To the very beginning. Last year, when Facebook officials were hauled in front of Congress to defend their plans for a cryptocurrency called Libra, they arrived with a pitch about financial inclusion. So Rashida Tlaib out of Michigan, member of the squad. They call it the squad, and these are the freshman representatives. They're probably all under 40, if I'm not mistaken. They're progressive first-term lawmakers, like I said, freshmen. Heard of similar pitches before. Heard of Detroit district, the third poorest in the country, and underrepresented, by I must say, populated with the very unbanked people Facebook executives were describing. In the past, they've been promising faster tax returns, paycheck advances, or check cashing without a checking account. This all sounds very familiar, but they're so pretty much off base. Now here's Libra, cryptocurrency. What's that?
I said they're completely off base, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, they're completely off base. So she wondered if this was the next iteration. People don't realize this is coming. I feel like a mama bear. I have to watch out for what's coming in my district. She's a mama bear, but she's completely not even paying attention, right? Yeah, so she says that's why she wants to talk about this thing called stable coins, right?
Stable.
Not familiar? Eyes glazing a little bit niche for now. Stable coins are formative. They go out and talk about stable coins, but
I love that quote. I feel like a mama bear, and I have to watch out for what's coming from my district and my neighbor. So here's someone that doesn't even understand the digital asset space, looking at Libra as like the end-all be-all. That's like their focal point, how they get started in the stable coin. But here's the slam right here. Here's the bill that they're going to offer.
So where's that bill coming
in? Right there. So they co-sponsored this week. Tlaib introduced a bill co-sponsored by Representative Stephen Lynch of Massachusetts and Chuy Garcia of Illinois that offers a possible solution. What could their solution be for stable coins, a promise of a fixed value to the US dollar issued by banks?
Beautiful. That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
It sounds very familiar. And they argue, right, that the legislatures argue constitutes taking a deposit, which is something only banks can do, not tech companies, nor the associations they set up to issue coins on their behalf. So they keep going back to Facebook, ignoring all of the other stable coins out there, USDC, and there's a whole slew of them that we know of. But again, this is their primary focus. They forget about the CBDCs. They want to take stable coins and put them into the hands of regular banks, instead of allowing the market to really dictate and decide, does a bank want to get into stable coins? Is the exchange going to turn into a bank and apply for a banking license? Is an exchange going to buy a bank? Right, Chip? I mean, this is the government, again, deciding too big to fail. Hey, let's let the banks do it.
Yeah, not to only mention, I mean, like when you look at, there's like 5,000 plus coins. There's the top 5, the top 10, there's Bitcoin, Ether, there's XRP, right? On and on and on. And what is she talking about? She's talking about a white paper that was put out a year and a half ago. This is what she's defaulting to, is a white paper, an idea, not even anything that exists, nothing that would go in. They pulled them in front of Congress. So this is the extent of her research, right? A white paper called Libra, and she makes a lot of. So that logic takes aim squarely at Facebook's stablecoins plan. This year, while we're worrying about over social distancing and reproduction values, Libra went through major changes instead of global, blah, 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 blah. So just jumping to this whole entire thing, yeah, I mean, of course, Libra changed, but I mean, given what's happened with Facebook, I mean, is this something we want to really spend any time focused on? I mean, holy cow.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, the article, this is on Wired. I think the fact that they're focused on Libra, not even addressing the space in its entirety. And then the fact that you have a representative that really doesn't understand much. And then if you scroll down, I think this is really where you start seeing, a little bit of, they start talking about this DM model. So I guess, Facebook is going through some iteration changes. So now it's Facebook Novi, DM, but whatever. But scroll down just a step more. Let's see here. Where is still not much? Keep talking. They spent all this time. Here's where it is right here. So Facebook, however, is not the only company interested in stablecoins. So finally, they get to it after all this explanation of Facebook and Libra, which isn't even a player in the space yet. If the bill were enacted, a small but growing industry of stablecoin issuers would likely need to rethink their strategy. Basically, companies like Circle, which it's partnered with Visa to allow the use of its stablecoin called USDC, and really they're building out a plan for corporate use of the USDC with Visa. But I like the statement here from Jeremy Allaire, Circle CEO. He called Talib's bill a huge step backwards for digital currency innovation. A DM spokesperson said the association doesn't want to comment. The spokesperson for Novi said the company's still reviewing the bill. So Facebook, again, not a player in the space, obviously not commenting. Circle, that is a player in the space, said immediately, hey, what this bill is going to do is going to set us back. It's not going to do anything to help us.
And did they consult with, so here's the thing, here's what kills me. So you finally think, oh, this is great. Somebody who's under the age of 50 is actually getting involved with cryptocurrencies or looking at something. They're going to introduce some legislation. And what do they introduce? A bunch of nonsense, right? So did they consult with anybody? Did they hold hearings? Did they talk to the brightest? Did they talk to Jeremy Allaire, who's an expert in the business, who runs Circle? No. They did none of this stuff, right? So, but they're going to introduce this bill because they've got this idea in their head. They've done zero research on this. Brian Brooks, acting U.S. comptroller of the currency, who was recently nominated by Trump for a 5-year term, describes the bill as a solution for searching for a problem. Now, Jeff, this goes back to something you've talked a lot about on here, and we've talked extensively about that on the chain, which is like, is it solving a problem or is it trying to search for a problem, right?
I love that statement.
He says some of the provisions, such as ensuring adequate reserves and the ability to redeem stablecoins for dollars, can be handled without requiring issuers to become banks, right? And it's sad that this has to be pointed out, but it's like, and I think Brooks is being really kind here. I mean, he could have gone full-blown mental on this whole thing. He argues with stifle competition. Exactly, that's the whole point. About blockchain being decentralized. And you see what government's attempting to do here, right? You see what the central banks are attempting to do. They want to pull it all back in. They want to bring it back to the fold, right?
Exactly. But his statement, Chip, go back to that statement. I really think it's a solution searching for a problem. That seems to be the common phrase of government in many of these scenarios. They always have this solution. The solution is control. The solution is more taxation. And then they say, okay, now let's try to apply the problem. Let's try to figure this thing out. And this is so perfect. It's like, oh, banks aren't in this space yet. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Banks and large financial institutions are the biggest lobbyist groups in Washington. Oh, let me see. Follow the money. Let's see who's paying that congresswoman's bills. Oh, it might just be the bank lobby, and the bank wanting to get into crypto space said, hey, you know what? We should be the ones that are distributing these stable coins. So a government proposing a bill that is going to push the distribution of technology through banks that aren't deserving of it is ridiculous. If the banks want to play old school, let them play old school and let them go away. Let them be replaced by fintech with modern solution that will crush them financially, and let them buy out these brick and mortar banks and acquire their bank licensing. Allow it to happen for at least finally one time. Allow the brick and mortars to go the way of the dinosaur if that's what's meant to happen. If it's not meant to happen and the banks can get into the digital asset space, fantastic. Then invent it. Do it yourself. Don't force these companies to work with the banks. The wrong way of doing things. It's really bad. There it is. You just put it up there. Man, what do you think of that? This is like one more thing. Bitcoin woman that wants to get rid of the one guy that understands the digital asset space. She's clueless.
The problem I have with that is like in everything you do in life has to be a balance, has to be about ideas, right? So I'm okay with having a debate about ideas. Okay, what do you like? What don't you like? But if you don't have an arena where there's a debate of ideas, it's simply shutting down somebody else. And what I'm seeing more and more increasingly happen across everything, right? It's like, I don't like your idea. It's not like I don't like your idea, but here's what I think, and tell me more about what your idea. That's called debating, right? Back and forth and exchange of ideas. We've gone way, way, way past the exchange of ideas. Now it's been like, wait a minute, Trump did this, shut it down, shut it down. But without looking at the potential good, having, so part of the thing is like having a bank being able to custody the crypto. That's a good thing. So this is the kind of thinking that someone like a Maxine Waters wants to reverse, get rid of it. And again, a lot of what's happening, you're seeing the reversal of the control, right? So they don't want fintechs out there, inventing stuff and doing cool stuff. No, they don't want that. What they want is more government control, more of the thumb down on top of you. And I think this is a bad way to sort of go with this whole thing. It's a bad way to go. I just don't necessarily see it, Jeff, as something that makes a lot of sense, holds a lot of water, because it's just to shut it down. Like, we want to remove him from this, and then so you got to start engaging in ideas. So either we're going to get together and say cryptocurrency is good, but then what do you have? So on Maxine Waters, you have another Democrat in Tlaib who's coming out and saying that nonsensical ideas. I mean, look, I get you haven't been in the space in 11 years since Bitcoin came out, but just pay some group to do it. But it's, again, you have to go and figure out it's all about the money trail, right? Or am I going wrong here, Jeff?
It's exactly what it is. It's all about the money. Follow the money. See where it's going. I think it's so disingenuous to see what she's doing. The fact that she wants to reverse him is strictly based on political motivation and absolutely nothing to do with who's the right person for the job at that moment that knows his stuff. So what do they always do? And it just seems to be, the modus operandi of the government. They put people in there that aren't capable of doing what they're supposed to do. Why is that? Why do they want people that aren't capable of doing what they're supposed to do? Because that way they can keep making, these promises and claims during their election cycle to say, this is what we're going to do. And they keep saying that, keep saying it. Just like you say, they're always looking, they always have a solution that's looking for a problem. Well, here's my solution. Well, you know what? You've allowed the problem to continue election cycle after election cycle after election cycle because they don't want a solution to it. Just like with the crypto space or, creating some sort of regulatory clarity on the space, there are powers that be sitting in Washington that don't want to see clarity. They want to make it more difficult. Eventually it's going to happen because this space has already superseded the political ambitions of these politicians. It's so much bigger than them. It's a global thing, but there's a lot of pressure on them from this other element, which again would be the financial institutions, or really in this case, the banking institutions. It's the banks that are putting heavy pressure on them, and they're putting heavy pressure on people that are stupid, right? They're moronic in the economic space. It amazes me that these people are still in charge. How is it that you put someone like a Maxine Waters in charge of the committee? It's mind-boggling. It's just unbelievable. She's so outdated. She doesn't know how to use a mobile phone, and she can't even she can't even pronounce Bitcoin. I mean, come on. That's just ridiculous.
Well, look, I mean, everybody can misspeak at times. I'll cut someone a little slack on that, but to continue on, a year and a half, 2 years later with the same kind of nonsensical stuff. It used to be that if you're an attorney, you'd run for the House or the Senate, and you try to get in Congress, right? So I think now we've almost have this new requirement. You have to have like almost like a pretest. Are you somewhat savvy with technology? I mean, when they get, when they pull up the Zuckerberg from Facebook, well, tell me more about this thing called Facebook. What is this Facebook? And can it control and dominate? I mean, the questioning is so silly. It's such a goofball sort of a
really
way to
pathetic,
go.
Man. This same woman paid her own daughter $240,000.
Good gig if you can get it, Jeff.
Campaign. That's awesome. If you can pay your own family members to do stuff for your campaign, you can pay them whatever the hell you want to pay them. And yet here she is trying to rescind. This is what her recommendation says. She chairs, obviously, the powerful House Financial Services Committee. and she wants to rescind or monitor all of the cryptocurrency related guidance issued by the office controller of the currency. She's the same one that was trying to push through in the last stimulus package, trying to push through the digital dollar, a digital dollar that was fraudulent because it had nothing to do at all. It wasn't even a central bank digital currency. It wasn't a blockchain based digital currency. It wasn't a distributed ledger technology digital currency. It was nothing. It was nothing. It wasn't even a centralized currency. It was a disaster is what it was. It had no thought.
No, none at all.
And nothing. It's like, hey, let's do it this way because it's going to be awesome. Thank God it got voted out of it.
So I like John. Let's go through some of the peanut gallery here. Let's see some really good comments showing up here. John Smith says instant subscription for not licking any boots. We had Berserker who said Clown World over here. Wanted to go up to Mr. TJ Michael said we don't have to regulate crypto any different from how we regulate cash. Just want to take advantage of the new trend with power moves. This one here. Failure, what does that say? Man, there's too many things put together. Something. XRP derivatives. The real money of the world tells the government what to do, and I can assure you in the next couple of months, everything will work out just fine. Well, there you go, Jeff. There you have it, right? We have GDL DLT says you guys are awesome. We're on some rants tonight, but I just want to say, look, we're looking out for the community. I mean, look, we got to put people that represent us, represent us. And, we gave the dinosaurs a chance and they fumbled it. Then we give the younger people a chance and they're doing more damage. They can't even Google stuff, which is so silly,
And they were brought up. Could you imagine these kids brought up on Google,
it's
right?
Unbelievable.
And they still don't know how to use Google. It's like, how does that work? I don't know. Google it. How about some information? I don't know. Oh, is it on Twitter? Nope. And I don't even think they use Twitter. I don't know what but who knows? It's like, you got to go to pictures. That's why they dummied it down. Oh, let's go to, they got the Instagram. They got, what else? I mean, they dummied it down from Google searches to Twitter to images. That's it. That's what they live in. And now it's little short TikTok videos or something like that.
Well,
so you keep dumbing it down further and further because the attention spans went from amazing. Could you imagine? I mean, when we were growing up, you had encyclopedias. You didn't have all of this stuff at your fingertips. I mean, it's amazing the information that you can find like that. Split second. We can pull up such cool things, and yet they just don't do it. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy, right? I mean, in what world can you do this, Chip? Here, look at this. In what world can you do this? Look at that. How cool is that?
Bam!
You can't just do that just for the heck of it.
It's a pretty nice thing to see all that thing flowing in there. I don't think they have all the exchanges, though. I see a lot of the same. It looks like not all the exchanges participate in Fiat Leak. Because I don't think I ever see Uphold in there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see Uphold or Coinbase. I always weird.
Nothing. Yeah, it's always Binance. There's a Coinbase. I saw one.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, you saw one there.
Always buy. There's a BitTrue, Binance.
Like that. I'm glowing. I'm growing a glorious mullet. Yeah, I have let my hair grow a little bit. I'm gonna just yeah, I got tired. I was like, this whole pandemic thing. TikTok is right. There's a lot of TikToking going on right now. How cool is that? Yeah, Jeff is a magical tech wizard right there. Tony said it. I can't be 100% sure, but I think it's magic. That much I think it's true. So getting in this whole thing, I mean, we're living in some exciting times. You remember, we would wait for some XRP news to come out. We were chomping at the bit, and something would come out, and then Twitter sphere would go crazy. It's almost like you can't keep up with it anymore. I mean, we have this new, with the Spark and with Flare, the smart contract platform. Crypto Eddie's been putting a lot of cool videos out on just talking about one of the videos she put out this week, which I thought was really important. Was talking about the fact that many people are missing the fact that XRP has multiple use cases. Everyone's like, yeah, cross-border, but that's just the one, right? So we're gonna soon find out how it's gonna work inside of a smart contract, how you can earn XRP, right, inside of the smart contract. So there's a lot of different use cases, and there's other one that she's mentioned as well. And yeah, I mean, even Brad Garlinghouse has come out and said, look, we are going to have, the cross-border payments is one thing, but there's going to be a lot of other use cases, and it's going to be incorporated. And the good news is we are all here very early days. I mean, it was something we talked about when Mullet the other day. And Roy, I talked about you, Roy, RTB Dutchy. We're gonna try to meet up very quick. He's gonna be only about a half hour away from me, so I'm gonna try to see if we can figure out we can get this sucker going. And when Mullet wanted to know, do you guys think a lot of people will dump XRP once the snapshot has been taken? Jeff?
It's Trevor there. So yeah, so that's interesting. You know, I believe that people are going to move it off the exchange or put it someplace. I don't know if people are going to dump it. That would make an assumption that people bought into XRP recently specifically to get the Spark token. You know, I'm not putting a huge amount of weight in the Spark token other than, you know, it's a freebie that's being distributed. I think it's the first time ever that there's been an airdrop based off of XRP like that. But yeah, I don't believe personally, I don't think that there's going to be a dump of XRP because again, I don't think there's a lot of people that are in it just because of Spark token. I think it's just a side thing. You know, that's what are your thoughts?
You know, I don't think people are going to dump XRP. I mean, I don't think people are going to like roll into XRP, but I kind of see the point Trevor's making. Let's suppose you own another digital asset. Let's say you're over on like Bitra, right? And so it's really easy to, like, let's say 3 days before that, you roll that for 3 days, you get your Spark token and you roll it back. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be dumping, but I do think if you hold other digital assets and you're on an exchange where it's really easy to just, you know, change it over to XRP like that. So you may want to take let's say you have Bitcoin, right? It's just kind of, it's bouncing around, you know, between 18.5, 19 something. But let's suppose you take that, dump that into XRP, get the drop, and then boom, roll it back into Bitcoin. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be dropping, but I think Trevor's bringing up a really good point here that you're probably going to see a lot of this happen because why wouldn't you take advantage of that or roll it into, you know, something other digital assets you have because you want something for free, right? I mean, it makes sense.
Everybody wants a freebie. So Stack and Zerp says, what is your take on if we see XRP deemed a currency in the next 6 to 8 weeks? Obviously, we know that there's going to be some regulatory clarity issued through the Office of the Comptroller over there. That's what's been said by Brian Brooks. Do you see that that's going to have any impact on any one individual cryptocurrency? Is he going to single out XRP? Is he going to single out Bitcoin, Ethereum? What are your thoughts?
No, I think he's going to be pretty broad in scope. They're going to talk about, I mean, when you thought Hester Pierce had some pretty good ideas about safe harbor, you know, cutting 2 to 3 years, giving a new, let's say a new company, a new fintech that's starting up, a chance to sort of develop, grow, and incubate an idea. But I think when Brian Brooks is looking at the grand scheme, I think he's looking at a broad scope. I think Jay Clayton, who is a complete asshat in my opinion. Sorry guys, I gotta say it. He's a complete asshat. He was dragged and kicked and screaming about the whole idea of cryptocurrency. So I was never a big fan of what he was saying. But the fact is, when he came out and said that Bitcoin is not a security, Ether is not a security, and he stopped there, and that was 2 years ago, right? Or a year and a half, whenever it was that he said that. I think it was 2 years ago. I think that the difference between someone like that who's old school again and on their way out, I don't think he's leaving because his term doesn't expire for another 4 or 5 months. I think he's leaving because he was asked to leave. And I think someone like a Brian Brooks who spent he was the corporate counsel for Coinbase. This is somebody that knows and understands. He's been very complimentary of a lot of digital assets, but especially XRP. If you do a lot of research, you'll see that he said some really glowing things. He's sort of stepped around stuff in some of the conversations he's had. He said, like, well, you know, you can move a lot of money, and there's liquidity. And he talked about 3-4 seconds. So he's kind of danced around. He didn't come out and say that because it's not his job to promote that. But he's giving a use case that I think is important to the space. So I think Brian Brooks comes out, and I think with this new division that they're rolling out of the SEC. There's enough going on out there with what they're doing over in Great Britain, what they're doing in let's say Europe, what they've done in Japan. There's enough sort of base contextual foundational work that's gone on around regulation where they can start moving on it. And he wants to make it broad based, right? So what are they going to talk about? Well, they're not going to allow. They're probably not going to allow like these ICOs, right? They kind of cut back on that, but. Look, it's the same thing when we had Alex Mashinsky on here. Alex said, look, this is not a big deal. You go to the regulators, You talk about what you can do, what you can't do. You hire counsel to work it out, and you do it. And if you have a coin and it's not legal in the U.S., you don't sell it to people in the U.S. He's like, the very first thing they did when they started Celsius was they went to the regulators. They went and got regulated right out of the box. That's the best thing you can do. When you try to sidestep regulators, you're going to have a problem. That's why you love them or hate them. That's what I like about Coinbase, is that's why they have the lawyer speak on jurisdictions, right? Because they're not going to get their, they're not going to get caught with their pants down saying something that doesn't make any sense. So they're going to have some lawyers speak. Someone like an Uphold that's, that's a U.S. based sort of a regulated current, thing. So without going on too long, Jeff, I think it's going to be broad based. I think it's going to be very, forthcoming. I've thought first quarter, it's going to happen, because I think that someone like Ripple, someone like a Brad Garlinghouse, a $10 billion company, which continues to come up as a top company a lot, when he starts saying, hey, you know what, I might have to leave the U.S., well, you see people like Jeremy Allaire and Circle and other exchanges have left already. So no, I think that's just my take, Jeff. What do you think that they're going to do? You think it's going to be broad sweeping, or what's your take on it?
I think it's going to be broad sweeping for sure. I like a lot of the points that you hit with that. I agree. I really think that they're not going to single in on necessarily any one digital asset. They might mention, the baskets of digital assets. I think that's relevant. I also want to say that, the digital asset space transcends politics in the United States. It's gonna happen regardless. You think about that the digital asset space is the first new asset class, in how many centuries, right? So asset classes like that don't develop with a timeline in mind. So it's going to happen. If you have the right people in place, it's going to happen cleaner and faster. If you have the wrong people in place, it's going to happen. It's going to take longer, and it's going to be a little bit more complex, right? So that's the key. Are you going to position the right people into place to allow it to grow and develop, or are you going to stifle it, and what could take 5 years is going to take 25 years? That's the difference, and then the other part of that is does it necessarily have to happen in the United States? Because, who cares at the end of the day? I mean, it's important for us in the U.S. It's important for the space because the U.S. has always been a leader in the tech space overall from initiation. Obviously, there's a lot of innovation, a lot of development around the world. We're seeing a huge amount of development in the blockchain space all over the world, which is important. But that's the one key, is that this is a global phenomenon. And so in the UK, if the UK is already accepting XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the others, and they're, let's say, already creating some regulatory clarity, then what happens in the US is no longer significant, for what happens over in the UK or in Europe or in Africa or wherever it might be. The US is important, but it's not the end all be all. And that's the problem. That's problematic for us, because if there's the wrong person in the position of power, so if Maxine Waters ends up getting her way and she can replace Brian Brooks, that will bring regulatory clarity and allow the space to speed up. As if from an investor perspective, Brian Brooks is the guy to make it happen right now. He's the guy that's going to allow us to fast track it through 2021. If you allow people like Rashida Tlaib and her cohorts that are passing that bill on stablecoins, they're going to set the space back a couple years, and it's going to take 10 years. That's the point. Regardless, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or whatever your affiliation is, you have to understand it from a financial, numerical perspective, that this is the fact. And you can't operate outside of it. You plug it into an Excel spreadsheet, right? 1 + 1 is going to equal 2, and that's how you have to line it up.
Well, you hope so, but I mean, there's one thing I disagree with. You actually said they're passing a bill. Whoa. They're introducing it, man. You got I think you got a little you got me a little riled up. You said passing this bill. I'm like, whoa, reel that puppy.
Introducing that bill.
Yeah, they're introducing it, but I think everything you said right there is absolutely spot on. And this is one of the reasons that, people go like, I don't care about politics. Well, here's what's weird. In this space, in the XRP space, in the cryptocurrency, digital asset space, what I've heard time and time again is how people learned about how money works, how fiat currency, the history of money. They got super interested in, what did it for them was the whole digital asset space. So when I see people coming in and like all of a sudden, they're, years of their life not caring about it, they started getting involved, they started listening, they started researching, they started, getting out there. And I think to me, that is a really phenomenal thing. And then we learn from each other. We come on here, we sort of like mini workshop stuff, like I've said, look, as far as when you're talking about tokenizing stuff, right? We're tokenizing debt now, we're tokenizing just about everything, stocks, everything. I brought this up last week that I was thinking about tokenizing my imagination, and look at that. We have one taker already. Chip tokenizing his imagination. I'm buying. I'm going to tokenize it, right? Because I'm going to have it available. We'll set a price to it, but I got to wait for some regulations to come out on this, Jeff, because I don't know if it's going to be something that's going to be possible here. But I do believe that, when it comes to what's happening, look, our community is key, but look, we're, without the tribalism, XRP community, maybe some of you are into, VET, some of you are Ether, some Bitcoin. I love it all because without them, a rising tide lifts all boats. And, when you start seeing green in the marketplace and what we saw over the last, few weeks, it's funny. I saw an article today that said XRP could be $1. And I was thinking, I'm at the time right now where I'm not that excited about $1 anymore. But 3 weeks ago, it'd have been like $1. Now it's like, yeah, $1, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, because when you get up to like 75, I think we got as high as like 80, or not, someone said we hit 90 on one of the exchanges. And I'm thinking like, holy cow, that's just phenomenally amazing. You know what I mean? Look at this right here, right. GDLT. Everything you can do with blockchain requires a payment of some sort. XRP very heavily focused on payments first, and that's it brings it back to the whole use case right there. Jeff, you are a professional, so you are half right. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to go back before we get into all this stuff. Oh, look at that. We're professional. All right, no, there was another one from Michael. He wanted to ask about the timing of David Schwartz talking about the burn. That it's possible, not to say it would happen, but it's possible that the validators could actually vote to burn all of the escrowed XRP that's held by Ripple. Do you think the timing of that drop has some semblance to do with anything, or is he just throwing it out there just for the heck of it?
No, I think if you put it, you can overstate a lot of the thing. The whole idea. I saw a lot of great comments about that, but look, I mean, the great thing about the nodes is that they're decentralized, right? It brings us back to the argument of Ripple being a centralized company, right, that makes software, that implements solutions, and is really advancing the use cases of XRP, where XRP, you've got the digital asset, but the way the nodes run is they're decentralized. I think Ripple's stake is less than 20%. So when they voted, I guess recently they passed that one. What was the one they passed where they had voted on it like for 2 years? And then it finally sort of passed, right? The nodes work off of magic. Well, that's true, Alex. That's 100% true. They do work off magic. Nobody really knows how they work. But when you look at the nodes and you look at something being decentralized, if whatever you want to put forth and you get enough consensus, that's the whole brilliant part of a decentralized sort of a network, is that if you vote and you do it, you can burn it. But I mean, do we really want to be Stellar? Do we want to be XLM and burn 50% of your total? It's like, we have 100 billion tokens. We have 50 billion tokens. Like overnight, it's like, what? We just burned them. It's like, okay.
Burn it all. Burn it down.
And you can burn like 25 million more. And that's like, I don't know if we want to run into that type of thing. I think that starts getting a little bit weird and crazy, Dude,
it's really funny. I was about to say Christine Lagarde, IMF. And then I looked up in the chat a little bit and D&I already commented.
See, I knew that. It's like
thinking it.
It's mind
but I
control,
didn't say
Jeff.
it, and then he's there commenting. I didn't even have to say it this time. But I figured I'd just just got to think it from now on.
Yeah, I saw this one too. I want to throw this on here because I really like this. It says, so Equity Capital put this out. History in the making. The Flare Network sparked token distribution, the largest coordinated airdrop in cryptocurrency history. Speaks volumes about the potential. We are participants as XRP holders and the expanded future potential in the DeFi space as holders of Spark, right? And that's exactly right. It's like we, in just a moment, we transitioned from not only being XRP holders, but boom, all of a sudden we're in the DeFi space. And I think, my prediction here, Jeff, is I believe that this is going to be so key and so important that we are going to go on this DeFi journey that's going to bring a lot of people into the space. This Flare, smart contracts thing is big. It's been well thought out. It's been 2 years in the making. I've seen a lot of positivity and a lot of things spoken around the. It's not just the XRP community. A lot of people are looking at it, and when it launches, I think it's going to be y'all can send me XRP. Every million I receive, I'll burn 75%. Just give it back to me, man. Why burn it?
What is he going to burn it on? He's going to burn it on a Lambo.
Burn on a Lambo. Lambos.
Hey, check this
bottles.
out. There was a study that was done not that long ago over in another country where talking about this whole flu thing.
Can
right?
you name the country, or are we going to keep that a secret?
Starts with a C, ends with an A.
Gotcha.
All right, and it had to do with asymptomatic spread, and they said that being around asymptomatic people did not spread it. It's interesting that we're in close contact with asymptomatic patients. There was no transmission among those people who were in close contact. That was based on, and this was done over in that country. Anyhow, that just kind of popped up on my
Remember when you were a kid and you said, say it, don't spray it?
That's right.
I think that's what the mass helps prevent.
I think they were talking about burn it down.
Don't burn it. Burn it to sparks. Burn it to sparks, says John Smith, and then everything burns. As Mr. Edwards.
So before earlier you talked about the SEC announcing there's going to be a new department for this. So there's actually a new standalone office that's dedicated to digital assets and blockchain. I think that's a big deal. So it says here the Securities and Exchange Commission announced yesterday. This article was posted on what's today? The 6th. It was on Friday. The Securities and Exchange Commission announced yesterday that the Strategic Hub for Innovation and Financial Tech, commonly referred to as FinHub, will become a standalone office. I think that's really cool. Valerie says Panic. That's a hard name. I know I'm not sharing it. If you guys saw it, you would realize how hard that was. Will continue to lead FinHub as the first director of the office and will report directly to the SEC chairman. And I think that's a big deal. Oh, you pulled it up. There you go. You pulled it up. Did I get that right? This is Panic?
This is Panic. Something like that. I don't know.
This is Panic. How do you have 4 consonants in a row like this?
Well,
okay. I know, and that's probably Polish, I assume.
Yeah, it is, I believe.
Yeah.
I grew up by the way, in a town in New York that had the most Polish population, and I still don't know what that means. But I did have a Cisnierski, and it was very similar to that, so it's something like that.
Sounds like in Detroit. In Detroit, they had a place called Hamtramck. Hamtramck was the epicenter of the Polish community at its time. No longer.
Remember Punchkis?
That's what I was gonna say. The
Punchkis.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Holy
Only
cow.
there, and it's the most disgusting thing. It's like it's a huge donut.
Oh, it's not disgusting. It's fantastic.
Well, I'm sure it is. Filled with jelly and deep fried like 5 times. No, they're actually pretty amazing.
Do you think Jay Clayton really said this? Our action to establish FinHub as a standalone office furthers. I mean, this sounds like such lawyer speak. You know what I mean? Not surprisingly, FinHub has thrived under Val's leadership. That's like a dig at our pal, that's like a punch in the throat to Jay Clayton. We've had thriving going on over here, buddy, but you're out. You're out the door already. So
Dude, you grew up in Hamtramck? Oh, that's crazy.
He grew up in Hamtramck, so he's very familiar with the punch keys. Hey, so DNI, what is your you got thumbs up or thumbs down on the punch keys? I always loved it every year. So, scope and complexity of FinHub's work continue to evolve. I hate press releases. It always has a bunch of quotes that nobody said that were written by some attorney. It was so legalized. They had to do it before they could put it out. Then you get the best ones you get are, one of these publications that interprets it and probably gets something a little bit wrong. Look, the bottom line is this is really good for us, right? This is good for crypto. It's a very good thing. I'm still waiting. Polish pierogies right there, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's not how you spell it, Michelle, but that's close enough. I'll take it. By the way, there used to be a place called Three Sisters, was in Rochester, Michigan. Was one of the greatest little Polish dives. Used to have the best pierogies in there. Tripe in there as well. Tripe's another thing, if you guys know that. You know what that is,
Oh, that's
tripe?
like cow stomach.
Cow intestines and stomach, man. Beautiful. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man. You know, you get down when you start getting into that stuff, man. It's really good. By the way, have you ever been to Scotland? Have you ever had what's the thing I'm thinking about?
Haggis.
Haggis. You ever had haggis?
Oh no.
I had haggis every morning. I had haggis for breakfast. I had haggis for lunch, and then I found out what it was, and I wasn't so excited about it anymore. But yeah, there you go. Look at this. Like Sherdan is saying there. There you go. See Sherdan right there. Sherdan is saying it. Yeah, no tripe for me, thanks. Haggis, that's it right there. Haggis. Who said no tripe? Oh, I like tripe, man. The tripe was one of those other things that I had for a long time. You know, I had a girlfriend in high school, and they always said, "Oh, we're having tripe," and I was all excited about it. And then it was like years later, I found out exactly what I was like. But you know what? It was pretty good. I mean, I was like
Somebody in the chat here said that they were walking around wearing their N95 mask all the time, and I think something just came out with those N95 masks that a lot of amateur, non-medical personnel wearing those N95 masks, and if you keep reusing the same mask over and over again, you don't properly disinfect it, you can develop bacterial respiratory complication, and they're starting to see a rise of bacterial pneumonias being developed because people are wearing their N95 masks on a regular basis and not properly taking care of them. I just saw that pop through here.
I saw that earlier too.
I thought that's just an important point to make if people are wearing the N95 mask. Anyways, if that's a thing. But man, it's so crazy. What do you think? Here's something crazy. With all of this stuff going on, I don't know, all this food stuff popping up here.
It's really great when people share their stuff,
Yeah, yep. That's true. Supposedly that happened with Rudy. Man.
Yeah, but I mean, as you think I'm sure he's gonna be fine pretty soon. So I don't think there's gonna be any issues there.
Yeah.
By the way, sending Alex D. By the way, I was sending a lot of get well soon to Alex coining 203. I mean, he's got a family member. Hope she's feeling better. The only reason I bring it up is because you were public on Facebook about what's up, Chip and Jeff. We don't give I'm not going to say it, Alex D, but you say it best. But anyway, what's up, man? So, wait a minute, wait, you got the Rona? Alex, you got it?
Oh, see?
What the hell, man?
Man, oh, man.
You got the Rona as we speak.
Did
you get tested? When did you get tested?
I know so many people that...
I'm feeling kind of weird. Like, I'm the only one of the few people that hasn't had it yet. You know what I mean?
Well, don't say that.
Please hit the notification, subscribe. If you guys are new in here, if you just mildly passing by, look, we do a lot of different stuff in the space. You're always going to get, straight talk from Jeff and I. We don't hype stuff, which is why we don't have 77,000 subs, but that's okay. We're not hypers. And who else isn't a hyper? Somebody called Alex D Vlogs. I always tell them here. Who else doesn't GDLT? He's also another YouTuber in the space. Alex
DNI.
D is a YouTuber in the space. You got DNI who's in the space. So a lot of great people, who just, you're gonna get straight talk. You're gonna get their opinions and their feelings. They're not gonna sit there and, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Made some good music.
Lady E's puts some excellent music. We've got some very talented people in the space. So yeah, I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff. So hit that like, subscribe, and then you got to make sure you click that bell. Otherwise, forget it.
Yeah. Yep.
What was the one I wanted to put us? Let's see. Yeah, you got to remember to swap filters and clean, proper prepper gear, maintenance, good training for the X apocalypse, and the.
Mr. TJ Michael.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were. Listen, I'm sorry about that. So, Mr. TJ, you want to share your channel in there, man?
Check it out.
Go ahead and share your channel in there, TJ. I don't know. How come I don't know your channel? Sorry about that, TJ. Mr. TJ, how come I don't know your channel? Put it in there. Drop it. Yeah. Drop it in there. And Richter's a pipe layer, just letting you guys know. Okay, so
And Tony Fisk can kick tea bags into a cup from across the room. That's awesome. So we got a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm not sure about all of it. Can't be 100% sure, but man,
I think it's magic.
I think it's magic, and that we can attribute that right back to Tony Fisk. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So anyway, did he put it in there? Did he drop it, Mr. TJ Michael?
I don't know.
Alex could do some magic. He might not be able to. If you want to DM it to me, let me put my let me go ahead and drop my my Twitter's address here, because that way you can.
All right.
I don't think you can. I think there's only I don't think you're allowed to do that. Yeah. But I mean, it's exciting times. I think what we're going through right now and the different things that are happening, I find it to be just massively super exciting. TJ Mike, go ahead, buddy. Hit me up on Twitter, DM it to me, and I'll drop your link in there to subscribe to your channel, son.
And Chip, you know what's cooler than anything?
Please tell him.
Come on, man, Berserker.
Is he singing English or Russian?
In English. Come on, Berserker. Girls think sexy. I'll watch. Wait, he's gonna sing and watch. It's too funny.
My love for you is like a truck berserker. Would you like some making fuck berserker?
That's fucking funny, man.
Oh man, I gotta love that. Gotta love it.
That is something right there. My God, what in the heck is that? TJ, go ahead and send it out there. We're getting ready. Oh, there it is, right there. Here it is. Hang on. Oh,
hey,
that doesn't help. So can I?
Yeah, I don't know. One more to put it up there.
Yeah, but I can't grab it though. I can't.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Christmas trees, man.
I don't know how difficult. Check that out. IK, and that's a 1K. That could be an IK. I learned about crypto July of 18. His niece was telling him about Bitcoin while they were hunting in New Zealand, and then he got into it in 2018. That's kind of cool, when you hear about, get to hear about Bitcoin, hear about crypto, and then being able to explore a little bit, and a family member, actually got you into it. That's kind of cool. That's really cool. What do we have here from Simon? A friend of mine sends money from Australia home to Africa. Can utilize ODL in can. All right, come on. I can't read through that. Hang on a second, Simon. I'm assuming, can she utilize ODL in any way? I'm sure that there's a way to do it. Chip.
Sorry, man. I was
Australia. What's that website in Australia to move money? There's that. What is that one called?
Flash Effects.
Flash Effects. I think that would be the one to use, right? The Flash Effects uses the ODL, and it's an Australia-based website to actually move money. So I think that would be it right there. I believe, if that's the case. Yep.
I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win. Do you know that, Jeff?
No.
Okay. Let me see. What do you guys see something here? What do you see other than my comments there? What do you see? Do you see something?
I see
the comments. Oh, for crap.
Wow. That's pretty good. Okay. Good job.
That's not. Well, the problem is the problem with this software is it does not allow you to share. I wanted to share something cool. I'm trying to share a tab here with the audio.
Oh yeah, you have to go. Remember, you have to go to the Chrome tab and then click the share audio box.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find the right one here. And
look at that, Mike over here. I was playing blackjack at the Hard Rock when this guy started talking about XRP. Or typed in EXP. Is that XRP? But that's pretty cool too. It's amazing. You start hearing about digital assets in different places. So while you're looking for it, Sir John, is there any proof that ODL functions? That there was any documented transaction using ODL? Yes, I believe that there have been. Hey, go ahead. What are you playing over there?
Well, again, this is they make this so incredibly complicated, Jeff. Let's see. I was gonna play this intro. This is TJ's. This is his thing here. Tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
No.
You can't hear that.
Nope.
Even though I shared,
tab.
even though I shared the volume.
Well, you're not sharing the tab.
All right, let's do that. I'm not gonna do it. Is it playing or no?
No, you're not sharing the tab.
Oh crap!
You're sharing the chat.
Yeah, and I don't know why I can't do it, man. It's just like I have 4 billion tabs open and I cannot. Oh, here it is. Hang on a second. Here it is. Okay, and this time I got it, Jeff. Sorry, it was a little bit. It's so difficult. This thing. That's 1, 2, 3. Bam.
Yeah,
let's see.
Here we go.
There it is. There it is.
There we go. There we go. Oh man, my 2 favorite things.
I'm looking at the chart and where did my I gotta
There he goes.
matches up with this candle here. So you kind of get
that transaction on your behalf, and you're trusting that they.
So this guys, this is TJ Michael. This is a YouTuber here, man. Check him out.
we could see a lot of change in the world if that were to happen.
There he is, guys. He only has 12 views.
Right.
Come on, man. Go sub to his channel right there, man.
Oh, it's like Captain Redbeard. That's what Berserker says. Captain
Redbeard. He's a
there you
berserker.
go.
Oh, so now we got Berserker and Captain
Berserker.
Redbeard. All right, I'll take that.
Shouting him out there is Captain
I'll take that,
Redbeard.
TJ. Sure, why not,
And
man?
thank you to RTB Dutchy for the super sticker.
Right on, boss.
Nice.
Right, I appreciate that. So there we go. Let me. Where is this?
Chip has degraded to phone booth modem.
Yeah, it might have gone back. I don't know. I have some problems with my internet here.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is his channel,
Great.
guys. Go check him out. Sub to him right there.
Yeah, yep. Chip
There
is
it is.
slightly slow. Man, everybody's on you right there. Look at that.
I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. I'm gonna stop sharing my
right.
screen.
That's a
Bam.
good idea.
Probably will fix it.
Very cool.
All right, that's it, Jeff. I mean, I think that's all.
Man, that's
Let's
a
do
lot
it.
of stuff. We covered a lot of stuff.
We covered a lot of stuff. It was good stuff. Also great hanging up. You know, look. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Problem is, I live in an area where I used to have fiber in my last house, and I was killing it. I just can't get anything.
So you went back to AOL. Chip
yeah, I
is
can't.
broadcasting live from 1998.
Just can't do it, man. I mean, I live in a place where I live out where Christ lost his sandal, and we found the sandal, but unfortunately, they did not find anything that resembles any modern day. I had better throughput back in 2000. It's just pretty sad. But anyhow,
It's freaking awesome. Hey, you guys are awesome. We were up to over 100 on today's
yeah, it was
stream.
good. It was a good stream.
We got 79 that held all the way through. We streamed today for 1 hour and 24 minutes. The world champion of the longest streaming in the crypto space is still held by DNI. So just got to throw that out there. We haven't come close. We're just touching a little bit on the doorstep at 1 hour 24. Appreciate all the new people that have bounced in here. It's always great seeing new names in here. If you haven't done so already, hit that red subscribe button right down below. And even if you've already hit the subscribe button, I've been told that you don't always get a notification. And that's, I know, because I've been guilty of not hitting the bell notifier and not getting notified when new videos are posted. Super important when we are doing live streams. You definitely want to get notified as soon as the live stream comes up. If you want to put it on your calendar, you can definitely do that because it's easy. 8 a.m. Saturday mornings, we do a live stream. 8 p.m. Sunday nights, which happens to be tonight, we do our roundtable live stream, get in, talk, do all sorts of great stuff. And sometimes we even bring in some great guests onto the show. And then Wednesday evenings, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love the 8s, so check that out. 8 p.m., and 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, Sunday, Wednesdays.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. And I just want to say a big shout out to everybody in the space, guys. I really appreciate all your prayers, your love, and stuff. I put out a tweet yesterday about, my mom's in the hospital. She's had some complications, but I want to say, I talked to her, took a call earlier at the beginning of this thing, and I wanted to say to everybody, thank you very much for your support. I told her that there are over 500 people out there who got her back, are praying for her, pulling for her. She loved that. She smiled. She laughed. And I could hear her chuckling about that. And she said, tell everybody I said thank you for, for praying for me. And I really, really appreciate it. So that was something I had told her just a little bit earlier. And I want to thank everybody because you guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. I felt weird about putting that tweet out. I know, what kind of prompted me to do that was that Alex Coin 203 put something out. He goes, I don't usually do personal stuff, but I thought, you know what, man, I'm in a weird place right now. So they're doing all these tests, but thank you guys. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. The support is just amazing, and I feel totally blessed, and I really want to thank you guys for that. So that's all I have, Jeff. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Super excited. I almost feel like live streaming all the time. Someone said we should do a 24/7 Jeff and Chip node. I think we can do that. There's a way we can digitize ourselves, Jeff, and just let them ramble on, and then we can even program to go off topic once in a while, and then one mullet will bring us back. So it's all cool, man. Thank you, Connie, for doing. Connie, she's always promoting XRP. Us. Legendary Lady E also too. Really appreciate you guys going out of your way to promote, our not only our channel but our Twitter handles and all that. Doesn't go unnoticed. Jeff and I noticed that. I want to thank both of you for that. RTB, I will see you tomorrow, man. It might be a quick thing because I got so much going on tomorrow, but I really want to make this happen. And please let me know if things change. I know sometimes they change, but sometimes you end up in I don't know. Man,
say what's up to RTB for me when you see him tomorrow.
I will do. I'll take a picture and I'll post it on the internet for everybody, for the community. I'll throw it out there, and we'll probably be wearing masks, but that's okay.
Sweet.
We'll be wearing our masks. We won't be too close. We'll be observing physical distancing and all that kind of stuff. But we'll be together. You'll know us from our eyes, right? You'll know us like this. It'll be like something like that, Jeff.
That's right.
So it's all good. Anyway, listen, everybody, have a great week. Have a great time. Listen, it's going to be a big week for us. There's a lot of cool things happening. Start looking at getting your positioning in place to either an exchange or your what is it? What am I talking about, Jeff? That's it. That's all I know. You out of here? We'll see you guys in the next one.
Get out of here. Hit that button right there.
See it. Bye.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.